Hey, this is Wilbur with a fun game featuring hackers and assault marksmen. So, I thought this would be a good replay to go over since hackers kind of are a pretty unusual unit to see in gameplay right now. And I thought this might be a fun game to discuss and why its use case came up. So my opponent is assault or a marksman specialist with the level 3 marksman to start the game with. And I had Phoenix's arc lights, and I opted for fangs, and I was Rhino specialist. So I initially start out placing my units on the left side of the board, and quickly changed my mind and moved to the right. I'll speed this unit placement round up. So we ended up kind of going opposites for the deployment phase. So sometimes you see this where one opponent picks one side and the other goes to the other. That was the case in this round. So with the early tower take, you would think that I was going to win this round, but since the Phoenixes got out front, the marksmen were able to pick them all off, and the rest of my army fell to the tanks and marksmen that were left without the Phoenix support. Alright, so round 2 is where things get interesting. We get a unit drop straight up, and my opponent grabs the assault marksman. So he takes the Sabertooths, and I take the free Fire Badger, I believe. Yep, so here is the Fire Badgers, and my opponent takes the 2 Sabertooths. And I'll slow this down a bit. Well, maybe I won't. We just want to get into where we see the tech coming out. So my unit placements, I just put the Fire Badger down here and add a flank, a crawler flank up here. And I also level this tower, knowing that my opponent has chosen a heavy left side. And you can see Assault Marksman comes down. So there's kind of two things that I think about whenever I see Assault Marksman. The first option I usually think about is using electromagnetic shot on arc lights, which disables tech. And with assault marksmen being short range, they usually get in range of the arc lights before they can kill the arc light with their kind of AoE shot. And this turns them back into the sniper with low health version of the marksman. So they usually just get eaten up on the front line. So here we see both of us take the deployment specialist. And the other thing I think about when I see assault marksmen is hackers, because marksmen get hacked very quickly. I was also considering hackers this game because Sabertooths also get hacked fairly quickly. And there is no chaff on my right side. But on this next round, we just see more chaff coming out from both of us, and I leveled my Phoenixes. So nothing too interesting yet for unusual units, but the electromagnetic shot is starting to pay off with the assault marksmen that are placed on the right just getting immediately switched to their normal mode. And I take the tower quite a bit quicker now with the level 2 Phoenixes coming in. We can hurry up and speed through this round. I think I come out on top on this one, but I might be wrong. Yeah, so with the EMP, well, maybe not. Looks like I still lose this round. So I think this is the round where I get the hackers. None of the cards really work for me, so I believe I skip. My opponent also skips. I think I was trying to figure out a way to use the enhancement mod. So I keep adding to my flank. Rhino has been added to the right side. I now have the EMP. Maybe I don't take hackers this round yet. Yeah, so we get another crawler on this flank, a Rhino on this flank. There's the hacker card coming down, and our first hacker enters the field. So you'll see this round, a level 1 hacker even can quickly grab a Sabertooth, and then we're on to a marksman right after. Just grabbing this marksman real quick, get the level 2 tank. So when you see like a heavy assault marksman like opponent, don't be afraid to unlock hackers and just, you know, start using them. They're quite good against this unit. So for this round, we see another skip from our opponent. I think I take the tech specialist. I might be wrong again. I don't have yet. I think I take tech spec because I didn't have an upgrade on the hackers yet. And actually, the upgrades are fantastic. My opponent sells a Sabertooth and has how many assault marksmen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He keeps buying it. I've leveled my tower a second time, added a second hacker and another arc light to quickly get through these crawlers. He's become scared of this flank and missiled it, investing a lot of marksmen on the right. So here we'll probably see the hackers doing some good work. There's 1 marksman on our team now, 2, tank. We're going to get the orange man. So you can see how effective the hackers are at just grabbing these assault marksmen. Although I do love the assault marksman tech, I just think it's so vulnerable to EMP and things like hackers that it's pretty risky to go. So I should probably slow down this one a little bit. Let's talk about the cards that came up. So this is another interesting round. Kind of later game underground threats often breed the chance to use replicate. So this turn I think both myself and my opponent recognize this. I put my underground threat in the middle and he's put his off to the right to try to help his flank. And the reason why you choose to grab replicate on the same round as these crawlers spawn is that the spawned crawlers also get the tech that you've purchased. So my opponent actually went into 2 techs. He got replicate and impact drill to try to win the crawler game, but you can see it's just not enough. Some of my crawlers are leveled as well, and we see another hacker coming down from me. I also have some pretty beefy arc lights up in the front here, and this rhino doesn't really care about replicate. It'll shoot through them anyways. So that's what you see sometimes when you watch higher MMR players. If you grab the underground threat, you'll often see a replicate come with it. So we'll speed the game back up a little bit and see how the game ends up. I also put down 2 missiles here so that my hackers can get onto the premier targets, the marksmen, more quickly. Grabbing another level on the Fire Badger. Another reason why I'm probably going to win the crawler war, even with the double tech from my opponent. So, first victim, second victim of the hacker. We're just grabbing a few crawlers here and there. Third victim there. So hackers really just grab some high value targets immediately. You can see me putting the the underground threat in the center got me early towers as well. So big advantage for me in this round, and this will be enough to close out the game. So moral of the story is, you know, if you're going to go assault marksman, I think a few assault marksman is okay, but if you invest this heavily into them, you're going to get hard countered by either EMP or hacker. In this case, both counters came down from my opponent and he just kept buying them. If he had switched his game plan and went into something else, he could have maybe turned this game around, but just rolling your face across the keyboard and just pounding the same unit isn't going to win you games. But on top of that, message I also want to say, don't forget about the hacker. Once in a while, it's okay to bust it out, and in these cases where there's not enough chaff from your opponent, and you get these medium units that are really quickly hacked. It's a still pretty good unit choice, and they have good techs. If you don't want your front line to go down so fast, you can get bubble, and they only get better with more levels. So the sooner you get them on the field, the better. Like this guy was going to be level 3 next round, so quickly closed out game. Only got to round 6 because of how hard my opponent was countered. So hope you enjoyed the kind of unique game. I had a lot of fun playing this one. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed it. See you on the next game. Bye for now.